Is up, everybody? Welcome to the second day of Pedal to the Metal. My name is Brake Check.
Mine is On Brand. We'll be your announcers for the day. Thank you all for coming out. Let's hear some noise for some Derby today. We're just getting started. Let's start with some energy.
All right. We are sitting at about 5 minutes till Derby. If you would like to grab a snack, grab a drink, or stretch your legs, now would be the time to do it. We have a marvelous food truck out in the back and a marvelous snack table run by our juniors and volunteers in the corner past the food and drink sign.
We also have some vintage Pedal to the Metal merch over at the merch table if you want to check that out from Pedal to the Metal of past. Check that out while you're waiting. Thank you guys so much.
We're going to have everyone asking where you got that shirt, where you got that hoodie, and tell them because we want more people. All right, as we get closer to our game time, I'd like to take a quick moment to read a little land acknowledgement. We are gathered on the land of the Kalapuya, who are represented today by the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde and the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians, whose relationship with this land continues to this day. We offer gratitude for the land itself, for those who have stewarded it for generations, and for the opportunity to practice, skate, and share this great sport on this land. Finally, we respectfully acknowledge and honor past, present, and future Indigenous individuals of the Willamette Valley. Thank you. Also like to give a quick pre-game shout out to our taco truck in the back. That's Susie's Taqueria. If you'd like to get a nice meal while you watch some fantastic Derby, I suggest checking it out past the metal door in the back of the facility, the front of the facility, sorry.
Now's the time to announce our starting lineups. First, we're going to go with Mob City in green today from Linwood, Washington. Mob City is coached today by MF Chaz, Eva Durche, Bombshell, and Kieran. Number 101, Ace is Wild. 111, Muggs Bunny. 119, Helldiver. 132, Modzilla. 15, Bella Bomblet. 17, Hello Kitty. 211, Slayer. 25, Apex Twin. 30, Maya Sora. 548, Fox McClout. 60, Thunder Bunny. 727, Fluttershy. 781, Orels. 808, Twilight. 828, Lunar. 88, Scarlet. 9 is Black Hole. 911 is Makeda. 96 Liver Alone. And number 99 Slam Pump.
All right, we will continue the roster after the first jam. Looks like we have 05 Agent C lining up for the Foxtails. And 6-0 Thunder Bunny lining up for Mob City. Both jammers going opposite directions. 05 gets caught in the middle of the pack by Mob City defense, pushing through, trying to break through that defensive wall. Almost manages to make it out with lead on the outside line. Manages to achieve a no pass, no penalty, gaining lead. That's Agent C in lead. And Thunder Bunny has been sent to the box, putting us in a power jam for Foxtails. One Foxtails blocker has been sent to the box. Agent C cutting to the middle of the pack, trying to break open Mob City Misfits, gets knocked to the ground. For a moment, knocked to the ground again, brought out on that inside line and brought back by Mob City defense. Tries to take the outside line, gets shoved out once again and has to recycle. Thunder Bunny has returned to the track. Power jam is over. And Agent C is once again recycled to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Thunder Bunny fighting to break through Foxtails defense. And that is 4 points picked up for the Foxtails, 0 for Mob City. You guys want to see if I can do a roster in 30 seconds? All right, here we go. From Fontana, we have the Foxtails. 05, Agent C. 1001, Girl Plower. 1005, Bones. 107, Tiny Terror. 1217, Wheels. 144, Penny Rebel. 16, Betty Bop. 177, Hellcats. 182, Speedy Smash. 19, The Freak. 33, Maniac Marls. 369, Shatter. 555, Turbo Tank. 698, Bad Mama Gemma. 702, Sticks and Stones. Number 8, PETA. 811, Choso. 91, Tripping. 911, Betty Rage. 928, Moxie. With our coaches, Mess Craven, Mr. Justin, and Wreck-It Ref. Give it up for the Foxtails. Looks like we are starting in a power jam. Never mind. We have 99 lined up for Mob City and 1005 lined up for Foxtails. Both jammers taking different approaches inside and outside. Bones manages to break through Mob City defense, gets held out by that last blocker, and manages to pick up lead for the Foxtails. Meanwhile, Slam Punk still caught up in Foxtails defense. Gets hit out on the outside by 811, brought to the back of the pack. Once again, trying to fight through that Foxtails defense. Meanwhile, Bones manages to make it out with 4 points, putting the Foxtails at 12. Coming around for another scoring pass. Coming to the outside, trying to sneak around that Mob City defense. Almost gets hit on the outside, manages to sneak right past. Meanwhile, Slam Punk still fighting. Now at the top of the pack, trying to break through that Mob City defense, or to that Foxtails defense. And there's a star pass to Lunar right before the jam is called off. Another 2 points, 3 points, putting us at 7 on the jam. The score is now 0 Mob City to 15 Foxtails. We have number 25, Apex Twin, lining up for Mob City. And number 16, Betty Bop, lining up for the Foxtails. Apex Twin brought to the inside and back to the back of the pack by Foxtails defense. Once again, recycled on the outside. Now choosing to fight through the middle, moving to the inside, still trying to break through Foxtails defense as the pack is jammed together, both teams fusing into each other as defense is split up, which gives Betty Bop an opportunity to cut through the middle, picking up lead for the Foxtails. Betty Bop re-entering the pack, splitting through Mob City defense on the inside, picking up another 4 points for the Foxtails. Meanwhile, Apex Twin still fighting through that Foxtails defense, gets hit out on the outside, brought to the back of the pack. Once again, still fighting through that Foxtails defense. Betty Bop recycled by that Mob City defense, brought into a defensive wall and is swiftly locked down, brought to the inside line and pinned down. Meanwhile, Apex Twin making their initial pass, and the jam is called off with another 3 points to Foxtails, putting us at 0 to 22.
Lining up for Mob City, we have Maya Sora. And Agent C. Agent C just tiptoeing across the line to make the lead jammer. Oh, cut penalty called.
That is an unfortunate call. Those risky maneuvers will sometimes land you in the box. As a jammer, it is always a risky gamble. We now find ourselves in a power jam favoring Mob City as Maya Sora starts fighting through Foxtails defense with the help of Mob City offense. This is an interesting game here. It is everything for Foxtails to lose, so they are encouraged to play a defensive position at the top of the pack as they scurry away from Mob City offense. Foxtails manages to lock down Maya Sora, bringing them out to the outside line, recycling to the back of the pack. Mob City finds themselves split amongst the track, trying to reform and create an offensive efforts. Agent C has re-entered the track, is brought out on the outside line and re-engages Mob City defense, finding themselves locked up. Maya Sora still locked out of that Foxtails defense. It is an unrelenting defensive wall that is not letting anything slip this game. Agent C, with a quick little spin, manages to make it around for what looks like an initial pass. There may be no lead this game, this jam. I would hope there would be lead for the rest of this game. Maya Sora recycled to the back of the pack by Foxtails defense. Takes a swift inside line, cutting to the outside, splitting through that Foxtails defense right as Agent C also picks up another 4 points for Foxtails. Both jammers are out and neck. And the jam is called off for time. 4 points for the Foxtails, 0 for Mob City.
Up next for Mob City, we have Thunder Bunny and Tiny Terror for the Foxtails.
All right. Tiny Terror hitting to the middle of Mob City defense, trying to break through, manages to pull out lead on the inside line, sneaking around that Mob City defense. Meanwhile, Thunder Bunny still caught up in that Foxtails, manages to swipe through on that outside line, picking up initial pass for Mob City. Hot on Tiny Terror's tails, who has managed to make it to the top of the pack. Picking up 4 points for the Foxtails, putting us at 32-1 for Mob City.
Lining up for the Foxtails is Bones, and Mob City's Apex Twin.
Mob City will be starting with a pivot in the box. And a swift outside line from Bones. Meets a little bit of strife on that outside line from that last Mob City blocker, but manages to pick up a swift and decisive lead for the Foxtails. That is some impressive footwork right there. Meanwhile, Apex Twin still engaging with Foxtails defense. Gets hit on the outside, manages to swipe to the outside line once again, and picks up initial pass. Meanwhile, Bones has picked up 4 points, swiping through on that inside line, completely circumventing Mob City defense, picking up another 4 points for the Foxtails. Putting us at 34-1.
Up next for Foxtails is Betty Bop. And Slam Punk for Mob City.
Slam Punk meeting a lot of strife from Foxtails. Almost manages to break through the defense, but gets hit out on that inside line. Meanwhile, Betty Bop is fighting through that Mob City defense. Slam Punk makes it out on that outside line, picking up lead for Mob City. Betty Bop still caught up in that Mob City defense, gets brought down on the inside line, but not out as they get back up again and continue the fight. Slam Punk re-enters the pack. Engaging with that Foxtails defensive wall. They are once again locked down, trying to close up all the potential gaps for Slam Punk to utilize. Slam Punk cuts to the outside line, meets a little bit of strife at the end, but manages to pick up 4 points for Mob City, making another scoring pass. Coming back into the pack, swipes to the outside line, dodging Foxtails defense. Another 4 points for Mob City, and Betty Bop is brought down by Mob City defense on that inside line. Mob City is locking this track down, not letting anything through. Foxtails looking to play some offensive trying to open up a hole for Betty Bop to get through. Gentleman brought down on the inside line, and Mob City pivot has returned to the box to the track right as Foxtails pivot is put into the box. Slam Punk with another scoring pass manages to make it through Foxtails defense, and Mob City still locking it down. Foxtails once again trying to play for Betty Bop, who is currently locked on the inside line. That is a Foxtails blocker to the box, and another scoring pass for Slam Punk, putting us at 16 on the jam. This is a major upset, 17-34, 16-point jam from Slam Punk.
Mob City's defense really picked it up on that last jam. Let's see if they can keep it going. Maya Sora and Choso jamming.
Looks like a little bit of jammer on jammer stalemate for a second there before the jam picks off. Choso and Myosaurus crossing over to different sides of the track. Myosaurus brought to the back of the back by Foxtails defense, while Choso is still fighting with Mob City, managing to make it to the top of the back. A quick skip and a hop away from that outside line to juke to the middle and inside. Getting a little bit of strife at the end from the last two Mob City blockers. The pack begins to reform, and Choso is once again fighting through that Mob City defense. Maya still fighting at the back of the back through Foxtails defense, who has managed to once again lock down that track. Mob City getting forced up the track as Choso fights for that lead pass, but no jammer has gotten lead yet. It is 116 on the jam. This is a slow and steady fight. Never mind, it looks like Choso has picked up lead, but is still trapped for initial pass. This can happen after you pass the entire pack, but a blocker catches up to you and gets you out. Choso has entered the initial pass.
Zero points scored on that last jam.
Looks like we've achieved a stalemate. Both defensive walls are locking this track down. There is nowhere for either jammer to go, and yet both jammers are fighting for their life for that lead. I am impressed by both sides. I'd like to take this moment to do a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Unicron Artworks. The action is brought to you by Unicron Artworks, Tattoo Shop, Art Gallery, Social Club. Check them out on Instagram and Facebook. That's Unicron Artworks. I'd also like to give a shout out to Prism Counseling Salem. Whether you're struggling with life's challenges, you deserve it. When you're struggling with life's challenges, you deserve a therapist who gets you. Prism Counseling offers one-on-one therapy for adults who live outside the lines. Learn more at prismcounselingsalem.com. And I think we can get one more in there. Olive and Gray Balloons. Olive plus Gray Balloons, bringing bold custom balloon designs to parties, events, and celebrations, because life's too short for boring balloons. Let's party.
Let's give a big round of applause for our tape crew. They are hard at it, trying to keep us going.
You know, I said it yesterday, but that tape and rope is everything for jammers. Helps them feel when they are off the track and need to recycle, or when they're still on and can continue playing. That tape can potentially save a whole lot of time. While we're at it, why don't we give a round of applause for the rest of our NSOs, skating officials, and volunteers. They are the ones that make this event happen. We would not be here without them. Looks like we are in another official timeout. Need to do another shout out to Sandy Ann Brewing for our guests 21 and older. Check out Sandy Ann Brewing at the back of the arena. Beer and cider made right here in Salem, Oregon. Though not currently. They will be set up later in the event. We have Tiny Terror jamming for the Foxtails and Thunder Bunny jamming for Mob City. Tiny Terror caught up in the back by Mob City. Misfits, meanwhile, Thunder Bunny manages to swipe through that Foxtail defense, picking up lead for Mob City. It's that outside line and sweeps to the middle, to the outside line. Once again, a fantastic juke from Thunder Bunny, picking up 4 points for Mob City. That is some impressive footwork right there. Tiny Terror makes it out on initial pass. Close behind, hungry for those points. Thunder Bunny re-entering Foxtails defense with a lot of offensive capability from Mob City. And that is 4 points for Mob City. An additional 4 points, putting us at 8 on the jam, 0 for Foxtails, 25-34 on the half.
Next up, we have Apex Twin and Agent C.
Apex Twin dodging to the inside line, gets deflected by Foxtails defense. Meanwhile, Agent C taking that outside, also caught up by Mob City. Both walls locking down the track. There is nowhere for these jammers to run. A little twist and a twirl from Agent C, almost manages to make it through on the inside line, but gets hit out and recycled. Now fighting on the outside, forcing their way through that Mob City defense, manages to make it out with a twist and a twirl on that. Oh, but it looks like there is a a penalty call on Agent C, putting them in the box. That is a blocker out for Foxtails Junior Derby. It is currently a power jam for Mob City. Apex Twin fighting at the top of the pack through that Foxtails defense as Mob City tries to coordinate an offensive strategy to get them out. Apex Twin hit out on the inside, recycled to the back of the pack. And once again, same recycle on the inside, brought to the outside line. Even with one blocker, this Foxtails defense is unrelenting, just an impregnable wall. I think that's how you use that word. It's too big for my normal vocabulary.
Both defenses are playing outstanding right now.
And that is an initial pass for Agent C as we exit a power jam. And an impressive set of footwork from Agent C, a twirl and a tiptoe brings them through on that inside line, exactly what they were trying to do that first pass. A little bit of a second try is the charm. And third try is the successful apex jump as they pick up another 4 points for Foxtails.
As Apex Twin breaks it through for the initial pass. Jam is called, 8 points for Foxtails, 0 for Mob City. Next up, we have Slam Punk and Tiny Terror.
Slam Punk moving to the inside line. Tiny Terror trying to follow in their wake as the path is opened up. Tiny Terror hit out on the inside by Mob City defense, brought to the back of the pack. Slam Punk dodging extremely agile Foxtail defense at the top of the pack.
Mob City is in a power jam.
Slam Punk caught in Foxtail's defense at the top of the pack. Looks like we are seeing some coordinated offense attempts from Mob City as best they can as we are reaching the end of a power jam in favor of Mob City. Slam Punk dodging around the last of Foxtail's defense as they fight, almost managing to get through that last pass. Power jam is ended as Tiny Terror re-enters the pack, coming to the middle and the inside, and with an apex jump, they are through on an initial pass. Cap is off for Mob City. Tiny Terror re-enters the pack. Gets recycled on the inside, cuts to the out, with a swipe back to the middle. These are some impressive jukes, but it is not enough yet to get through Mob City defense. Meanwhile, Tiny Terror, never mind, there's been a star pass to Modzilla, who has made it out on initial pass from Mob City. Tiny Terror picking up 4 points for the Foxtails. One-footed hop by Tiny Terror on the inside line. Gets brought to the back of the pack. Almost a very impressive play. Unfortunately, those moves often land jammers in the out of bounds. And we are called for time with 4 points toward Mob City. That's 4-8, if I'm not wrong. Putting us at 29-50.
Timeout, Mob City.
You know, at 29-50, this is still anyone's game. It may seem rare and difficult, but 25, 28, even 30-point jams are all things I've experienced in Junior Derby. Both seen and done, not to brag.
You've been playing Derby for how long, Break Check?
Oh, at this point, I don't maybe do math. I'll say since 2019.
Okay, so quite a while. And
Yeah.
it looks to me we're seeing some pretty good defense out there today.
Yeah, these walls are covering their bases phenomenally. We're seeing both teams covering the majority of the ground on the track, being able to split up but still hold a very strong and steady defense, which is a very valuable skill in this sport. A lot of teams have to stay very tight, very closed up to have this level of solidity with their defense, but these teams manage to break apart and pull some really funky plays while locking down the jammers all the same.
Next up we have Bones and Maya Sora on the jam. Maya Sora gets recycled back to the back of the pack.
1-0-0-1. The pivot on the Foxtails playing some phenomenal break-off defense. Bones on the Foxtails picking up lead pass, swiping past that Mob City defense. Moving to the outside.
Star cap is off for Mob City.
All right, and a little bit of a twirl from Bones as they manage to swipe past that last Mob City defense. And Maya Sora mounts that jammer cap, quickly tailing Bones, hungry for that point.
Maya Sora just cuts through the pack for 4.
And the jam is called off by Bones.
That's 7 for the Foxtails, 4 for Mob City.
To follow up on the state of the game, I also like to point out that these jammers have been incredibly tenacious. This has not been an easy game for either team. These walls have been locking it down tremendously, as I said, and it takes a strong, dedicated jammer to hold this type of power consistently over these jams. Looks like we got Thunder Bunny pushing through Foxtails defense at the top of the pack, trying to look for any crack to exploit. Manages to pick up lead on that inside line for Mob City. Agent C still struggling with Mob City defense, as Thunder Bunny is still on that scoring pass. Mob City defense holding a steady wall in the middle of the pack, deflecting any chance Thunder Bunny currently has to get points, but they are fighting for any breakage in the defense. Mob City is currently split up between the front and back of the pack, still managing to hold pretty steady defense and trying to look for an offensive play perhaps. Agent C finding themselves at the top of the pack, but still locked down by Mob City Misfits with a little bit of O from Foxtails pivot. Hit out on the outside, on the inside, and brought back to the back of the pack by Mob City defense. Meanwhile, Thunder Bunny picking up another 4 points for Mob City.
Mob City just locking down the Foxtails jammer. Agency gets recycled again.
And another 4 points for Thunder Bunny. Impressive little footwork there.
And a star pass.
Penny Rebel is the jammer for the Foxtails. 4 points for Mob City as Thunder Bunny re-enters the pack, gets hit out on the outside and chooses to call it off. That is 11 points for Mob City, 0 for the Foxtails, closing this game up even further. We are getting a close game on our hands, folks.
Timeout, Mob City. Looking to buy or sell real estate in the near future? Skate into your new home with our very own Bubbles, aka Jennifer LeBeau, with Mark Atkinson's Real Estate Incorporated. That's Mark Atkinson Real Estate. Did you know you can also skate right here at the Madhouse? Join Traveling Wheels on Friday nights for their open skate events from 7:30 to 10. Check travelingwheels.com for more information and be sure to ask about their birthday packages. That's travelingwheels.com.
Also, for anyone curious, our next game will be at 11 with games at 1, 3, 5, and 7 for the rest of the day. Tomorrow we'll see games at 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, and 6. So feel free to stop by for any or all of them. We appreciate your support.
Tiny Terror going up against Apex Twin.
Tiny Terror shimmying through that center of the pack with some impressive juke work. Sneaks through on the inside line, unnoticed by Mob City defense. Closely followed by Tiny Terror, also managing to break through Foxtails defense as both jammers fight for that scoring pass. Clean scoring pass from Tiny Terror, sliding through that outside line like there is nothing in their way. Arguably, there might not be.
Getting a quick 4 points and preventing the Misfits from getting their own points. That's a strategy we see used quite often, isn't it? Especially in these close games.
Oh yeah, in these close games, the call-off is going to be the pinnacle tool for jammers to prevent the other team from getting a lead. That is the highest form of power. Most jammers will always choose a low-scoring game as long as the other team gets 0. That is the power that they have with the call-off.
Thunder Bunny with the lead.
1-0-0-5, managing to shimmy around Mob City Misfits on the inside line before getting caught up. Once again, almost manages to make it out of the pack. Thunder Bunny hit out on that outside line, still holding lead on this scoring pass. Foxtails pivot joins the action once again. In a game like this, I can only assume the penalty box is more of a rest bench than an actual punishment. Bones managing to pick up a no pass, no penalty as a Mob City blocker is sent to the box. Manages to barely swipe through on that outside line once again, twice with the impressive footwork, picking up an initial for Foxtails. The jam is called off with 2 points for Mob City, putting us at 46-61. Sub-20 gap between these teams right here. 15-point gap. That is one jam's worth of points for Mob City to close that gap.
You did math really well that time. That was good.
You know, I'm getting better at it. I'd hope by second year as an electrical engineer, I could do basic subtraction.
Score correction. 2 more points for Mob City on that last jam.
All right, that puts us to 48-61, which means, hold on, math moment. Basic subtraction. I'm almost there.
Almost there.
15 minus 2
yes.
is 13.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, looks like we got Slam Punk for Mob City and Moxie for the Foxtails. Moxie fighting at the top of the pack against Mob City defense, moving them left to right to left to right, and manages to make it through on the outside line, picking up lead for the Foxtails. Fox McLeod returning to the track for Mob City. Moxie still caught up in a strong, locked down Mob City wall. Slam Punk also experiencing a fair amount of resistance. There is a Mob City pivot going to the box. Slam Punk manages to slip right through on an initial pass while Moxie picks up 4 points for the Foxtails and seems to be taking a moment of rest on the track as they know they will be calling off the jam. That is 4 points for the Foxtails. You know, it's funny to see Fox McClout on the track. I was just playing the original Star Fox, waiting for this game to start.
Timeout, Mob City. Looks like we have an official review.
All right. Right now, teams and refs are deliberating over a penalty that either happened or didn't happen, and in someone's opinion should or should not have happened. If a team wins this official review, they will be able to do another official review. If they do not win, they will lose their official review pass for the half. Fun fact, an official review can also be used as a standard timeout. While you will automatically lose your ability for a second official review, there is no rule penalizing it or preventing it. So, in a cinch, if you're out of timeouts and your team is gassed, you can call an official review and tell the refs you have nothing to report.
Willamette Legacy Law, expert estate planning for every move. Roll with confidence. Craft your estate plan with precision. Call Stephanie Palmblad of Willamette Legacy Law.
We're currently sitting at 4 minutes and 4 seconds until the intermission and second half. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone to give bathroom priority to skaters and officials during intermission. Bathroom space will be limited, and they will need to be places in meetings and reviews. So please give skaters and officials priority to the bathrooms. Additionally, intermission is a long time to stretch your legs, grab a bite, grab a drink, but it may be a time for people to forget to pay attention to the signage when the game resumes. If you are crossing the track while a game is active, please wait to do so until the jam is ended and make sure there is a green go sign present before you cross. You will see the green go sign being held by an NSO on the other side of the track. All right, we have Apex Twin and Tiny Terror lined up. Tiny Terror slamming through Mob City Misfits, manages to pick up lead. Apex Twin still fighting through that Foxtails defense. The cap is off for Mob City. 2 blockers from Mob City going to the box as Tiny Terror picks up another 4 points.
Excellent defense there.
True, both these walls are holding a lot of space on the track. A star pass from Mob City before the jam's called off. 8-0, 73-48.
Next up, we have Thunder Bunny going up against Choso. Choso makes it through for lead jam status as Mob City blockers come out of the box. And Thunder Bunny gets through. Choso called for a cut penalty as Thunder Bunny makes it around. Thunder Bunny coming back up to the pack. Getting some offense going, trying to get help through the wall as Thunder Bunny gets recycled back. Foxtails defense holding Thunder Bunny back really well. Mob City defense holding Choso from getting through as Thunder Bunny makes it through for more points. Thunder Bunny trying to get some more points before the jam ends. Thunder Bunny picks up 3 more, making that 11 on that jam, and 4 for the Foxtails. Fox McClout going up against Betty Bop. Fox McClout gets recycled back to the back. Called for a penalty. Betty Bop breaking through. Coming back around for a scoring chance. That is the final jam of the first half. During intermission, please give skaters priority for the restrooms. Don't forget to grab some snacks, something to eat, and check out the merch table.
All right, we are back with Tiny Terror lined up for the Foxtails, and Thunder Bunny lined up for the Misfits. Looks like we are waiting on official coordination to start our jam. In the meantime, I'd like to give a quick shout out to actually, I don't have many people to give a shout out to. Would you look at that? I guess I do have one more shout out to Oregon Freddy Mobile DJ. They are a solo run wedding and event experience rooted in good vibes, smooth flow, and effortless coordination. From ceremony to last dance, Freddy brings the energy, heart, and precision of someone who truly cares. Now booking 2026 dates for couples who want a DJ that's professional, present, and just the right amount of fun. Not too much fun. Looks like we got some team huddles going on the track now, discussing some strategy. All right, once again, we have Thunder Bunny, Tiny Terror lined up for Mob City and Foxtails respectively. Tiny Terror taking the inside line, managing to pick up lead for Foxtails. Coming around for another scoring pass. Thunder Bunny fighting with Foxtails defense on that inside line, trying to break through. They are currently pushed to the top of the pack as Thunder Bunny keeps trying to find any breaks in the defense. Tiny Terror sliding past on that inside line, picking up 4 points for the Foxtails. Again, like nothing is stopping them. Thunder Bunny now finally entering that initial pass. Coming around, trying to get a few more points before the jam's called off. And Tiny Terror calls off the jam with an additional 2 points to Foxtails, putting us at 6-2-0, 59-87.
Apex Twin going up against Choso. I love the sportsmanship in this sport, you know?
It's good. I think this sport fosters a really good bond between teams, and I think that's something that's really important to maintain. All right, Choso spinning around that last Mob City blocker, incredibly picking up lead. That is some agile footwork, I gotta say.
As Apex Twin gets recycled.
Currently a blocker for both teams in the box. Now just Foxtails. Choso fighting at the top of the pack with a steady Foxtails wall, manages to break out with another 4 points. Close behind is Apex Twin, and I gotta say, those socks are fabulous. And a clean offensive sweep from Mob City offense, just blown out of the water. 4 points scored by Slam Punk for Mob City. That was poetic. That was artful. Artistic, that's the word. Again, I have a very small vocabulary. Me thinks skater did good. All right, we're sitting in an official timeout. All right. While we're in this break, I'd like to ask who here is here for Mob City. Can I hear you in the crowd? All right. Can we get a little noise for the Foxtails? Who's here for the Foxtails? All right, all right. Looks like we got Slam Punk lined up for Mob City. Choso still is the jammer for the Foxtails. Starting in the box, so it is a power jam for Mob City. Slam Punk racing with the rest of the pack as Foxtails accelerate, trying to stay at the top of the pack. Again, this is their situation to lose, so it's in their benefit to stay away from everyone else. All right, Choso has re-entered the pack, slinging around that inside line, arcing to the outside, bowling some pretty good, pretty talented evasive tactics against Mob City defense. Picking up lead, starting from the box and picking up lead is quite an impressive feat. Slam Punk caught up still in Foxtails defense. Choso sweeping to the outside as he re-enters another scoring pass, sweeping around the last of that Foxtails defense with a nice juke, picking up another 4 points for Foxtails. It looks like we are currently in a power jam situation for the Foxtails, and we will end that way. Next jam will be a power start for the Foxtails, meaning one jammer will start on the track and the other will start in the box. Fun fact, if a jammer is called on a penalty, they lose the ability to gain lead for the rest of the jam. But if a jammer is called on a penalty and then starts a different jam in the box, they can still achieve lead. Agent C lined up for the Foxtails.
Thank you, I didn't realize that.
Oh, I got a ton of fun facts for y'all.
Agent C spins around and tiptoes along that inside line to take the lead.
Impressive little note of footwork there. Agent C re-entering for the scoring pass, getting caught up by a solid Mob City wall. Hit out on the inside, not brought back, manages to re-enter quickly. Same on the outside. And Slam Punk is currently locked up in a solid Foxtails wall, almost wrapped around them like a cell.
And we have a star pass to Lunar.
And Lunar is out on initial pass as jammer for Mob City.
Agent C gets recycled to the back and calls the jam. Looks like Thunder Bunny is ready.
And Penny Rebel is lining up for the Foxtails. Thunder Bunny
just slicing through. Nice job.
Yeah, quite a juking maneuver. Managed to throw the whole Foxtails defense for a loop with that unpredictable movement. Meanwhile, Penny Rebel manages to make it out on that initial pass while Thunder Bunny still fighting through that Foxtails Actually, it looks like jam is called off with 3 points for Mob City. Score is 69 to 101.
Maya Sora lining up for Mob City. And Tiny Terror lining up for the Foxtails.
Sitting at a 32-point gap, still completely closable. Tiny Terror fighting on the inside, managed to break past that last Mob City defense. Chest to chest with that last blocker, falls for a moment, but gets right back up, picking up lead for the Foxtails. Cap is off for Mob City as Maya Sora gets shoved around a little bit in the back of the mat by Foxtails. Two of their blockers forming a steady wall as the other two do a little bit of offense for Tiny Terror, who has received a penalty and is in the box. This is now a power jam situation for Mob City.
Foxtails defense manages to put Maya Sora out and recycle.
It's like a big jumble as Mob City coordinates an offensive attempt. And with a spin off of a potential hit out, Lunar makes it out on initial pass. Tiny Terrors re-enter the pack. And with some incredible agility and stealth, I must admit, slides through on that inside line. Pulls a toe-stop move I haven't really seen before. Picks up 4 points. Additionally, Lunar has scored another 4 points. There is no lead in this jam, nor will there be. Lunar re-enters on a scoring pass, engages with Foxtails defense, splits right through that arm connection. Blockers are not allowed to hold an arm connection if a jammer applies pressure, as the only way to break it would be to break the blocker's arms.
So if a jammer gets penalized and goes to the box, does that remove the ability to call off the jam for either jammer at that point? As at that point, there is no more lead jammer.
No, the jammer moving to the box would simply remove their ability to gain lead or remove their lead if they had already gained it. But the other jammer, if lead if lead had already been gained, there would be no lead. But if lead had not been gained, the other jammer would still have an opportunity.
Aha, thank you.
Of course. I think I should publish an encyclopedia for beginner derby players.
I could just have others shoot their questions to me. Maybe they have some questions. We could announce those out. If, people need explanation on rules and maybe strategies.
Oh yeah, like a trivia segment. I think
that'd be
neat.
great.
Got Apex Twin and Betty Bop lined up. I really appreciate names like Betty Bop. Really easy to announce. Really just rolls off the tongue. It's not to say I don't appreciate complex names. Really cool names, guys, but you make my life a little harder. Looks like we got a team timeout. Never mind, it would appear the jam is on. Betty Bop sliding to that outside, dodging around Mob City Misfits, manages to pick up lead for the Foxtails. Apex Twin caught in the back with some coordinated offense from Mob City, trying to break through that Foxtail.
And it is successful. Apex Twin gets through on initial pass.
Both jammers speeding along. This is a very high octane jam. And that is a call off from Foxtails. We have 1-0-0-5 Bones lined up.
Timeout, Mob City.
We are a third of the way into this half, sitting at 20 minutes left on the clock.
Don't forget to check out our vintage gear over at the merch table. We have some awesome Pedal to the Metal t-shirts, tank tops, and such.
Really, you will be the coolest parent at the practice.
You can't find those shirts anywhere but here.
And maybe a reseller, who knows? Maybe someone's peddling them on Facebook Marketplace. But as far as I know, it's exclusive. Limited edition, premium clothing. All right, we have Thunder Bunny and Bones lined up on the track for Mob City and Foxtails. One Mob City blocker, the pivot starting in the box.
Nice little tiptoe on the inside line there to get through for Bones for lead jam status.
We've seen some impressive.
Must have got too close to that line and stepped over.
You know, it's the announcer's curse. We call the cool moves before they result in a cut call.
It seems to happen. The officials obviously have a better look at it than we do, right?
I think we're cursing the skaters, actually, but I won't say anything. Thunder Bunny brought down in the middle of the pack by Foxtails defense. Gets right back up to try and split defense through the middle. Gets knocked down once again. Down but not out. Gets back up. Looks like there is a coordinated offense attempt from Mob City blockers, and it works as Thunder Bunny manages to make it around on the outside, picking up lead, calling the jam off. As it would appear, Bones did have an initial, perhaps. I don't have the exact reasoning, not inside the jammer's head. And we have a first-time jammer for this game for Mob City. It's Fox McClout on the track with the jammer cap.
And Tiny Terror for the Foxtails.
Fox versus the Foxtails. Fox McClout holding a heavy push on that outside line, almost getting hit out by Foxtails defense. Picking up lead right on his tail is Tiny Terror, picking up initial. Jammers are neck and neck. Pace is slowing down a little bit as Fox McClout is passed by Tiny Terror, and it looks like there was a call on Fox McClout, meaning there is no lead for this jam. Never mind, Tiny Terror has picked up lead. This jam keeps on confusing me. Tiny Terror sweeping around Foxtails defense, or not Foxtails defense, Mob City defense. I guess they're also going around Foxtails defense, but it's not that hard for them.
As Fox McClout comes out of the box.
And with a steady, heavy impact, knocks Foxtails defense away. Picking up 4 points for Mob City. Initial pass has already been completed, so points are there to be scored. $12 points on the round for Foxtails, 78 to 129. And I gotta say once again how impressed I've been at the energy and determination shown during this game. These skaters are putting it all out there on the track. They are not holding any half measures. At this point in the game, fatigue is starting to set in. I know that from personal experience. Points start to slow down. Skaters start to slow the pace of the pack. Walls start to lock up and play more together. Also, we see a lot more official and team timeouts. We have number 25. Sorry about that. Number 25, Apex Twin lined up for the Misfits. Agent C lined up for the Foxtails. Agent C cutting to the inside before dashing to the middle. All lines covered by Mob City, trying to find an opening. A blocker from Foxtails is sent to the box, and both jammers made it out almost at the same time, but it looks like Agent C has picked up lead for the Foxtails. Both jammers still neck and neck.
Both jammers neck and neck coming around the corner.
Both seem to take the outside line, following in each other's paths, and the jam is called off as both jammers enter the pack. Pretty shallow lead. 3 points scored for the Foxtails, 0 for Mob City. That was a tight jam. Could have gone either way.
Thunder Bunny lining up again for Mob City, and Tiny Terror for the Foxtails.
Tiny Terror getting devoured by Mob City defense off the bat. Manages to find enough leeway to pull off lead pretty quickly. Disappeared from my side. I didn't even see how that happened. Engages with Mob City defense once again. The scoring pass locked up and knocked out on that outside. Manages to get back in quick enough not to get recycled. Slides around inside. Slides around outside. That's, never mind, they're recycled off the outside to the back of the pack. Thunder Bunny with the cap off, fighting with that last. Foxtails blocker manages to get out on initial. Tiny Terror close behind him and scored 4 points on the first scoring pass. Both jammers coming into the back hot. Thunder Bunny brought out the outside by Foxtails defense after managing to reach nearly the top of the pack. Same goes for Tiny Terror, brought out on the inside by Foxtails defense. And that is the jam, 3-7. And I know I don't call off blocker numbers or names, mostly because it's hard to see them being so clumped up together. But I do want to give all my respect out to the blockers on both teams for the incredible defense and offense that you guys have put out there today. You are just as much of a star as our jammers.
Looks like we have another official timeout.
Yeah, Slam Punk and Moxie lined up on the jammer line. Got some nice sportsmanship going on track there. Always love to see those bonding moments between teams.
Can we take a minute also to give a hand to our officials, non-skating, skating, everyone that has come out here to make this happen today? They do an amazing job for us.
You know that's kind of also patting yourself on the back.
Not me so much. I'm a derby dad.
Yeah.
They asked for me to be on the mic, so.
Clap for them, not us. We're honorary.
Exactly.
We don't count. All right, Moxie finding that small gap in Mob City defense, manages to pick up lead for the Foxtails with Slam Punk close behind. These jams, I might have been wrong about the second half slowing things down, because these jams have just been getting faster and faster. 3 points scored for Mob City, 1 for the Foxtails. Rare case where the non-lead jammer scored more points than the lead jammer on one scoring pass. We have Apex Twin and Betty Bop lined up.
Notice Betty Bop's kind of getting a running start. Do you know what that's about?
Some jammers enjoy building momentum before the jam starts. It can be a very helpful tool, but you got to be careful, because using too much momentum before the jam starts can give you a false start penalty and instantly send you to the box if it results in someone going down. It's kind of like cheating before the round is started by building up a lot of energy. But if done right, it can give you a little bit of a head start to throw into a juke or some other evasive footwork. Looks like Apex Twin has been sent to the box, putting Betty Bop and the Foxtails in a power jam. However, they have now been released, so I'm not sure what that was about. And Betty
Slices right around the outside. Mob City defense holding back Betty Bop pretty well here.
Apex Twin hit out on that outside. Recycled to the back of the pack. Foxtails defense moving to offensive, which gives Apex Twin a little bit of wiggle room to shimmy through the pack, juking out individual blockers, knocked down in the middle of the pack. Betty Bop caught up in solid backline Mob City defense. 4 points picked up for Mob City, and 8 points picked up for Mob City. 0 for the Foxtails. 92 to 140. 11 minutes left in the half.
And an official review. And some retaping. Our tape crew is doing a fantastic job today.
Looks like we are also going into an official timeout simultaneously. Here's a Derby fun fact for you. Did you know that the first ever televised sport was roller derby?
Really?
Yeah, it was. In fact, it was designed for show-like televised programs.
Really?
Can't remember.
That's
I think
fascinating.
it might have been the 60s, but don't quote me on that.
I might have to quote you, because you gave that fun fact.
Yeah, you can pin my name to it. I'll take the fall if it's false.
There you go.
I mean,
That's interesting. That's interesting, though. You wouldn't think that,
Well, originally with Bank Track Derby, it was very much a WWE-esque show sport with a lot of, not necessarily scripted, but choreographed games featuring a lot of over-the-top moves, theatrical violence, very showy, posing athletes. And you should have seen the outfits. They were not only very underpadded, but ridiculously spandexed.
Indeed.
They kind of looked like cyclists.
And with that, when you talk about the padding, I noticed we did a gear check after the half, before we started the second half, too. I think this guy goes to show how much safety is the utmost important in this sport.
Yes, definitely, especially with flat track derby, and that's not a diss to bank track at all, but flat track has definitely evolved to have a high emphasis of safety. A lot of leagues and teams don't allow their skaters to even enter the track during practice without full gear, including a molded mouth guard.
Can't get really any safer than that, right? This safety gear is great. I mean, things still happen. It's a physical sport.
Oh, I love my safety gear. I feel very protected. There's not a lot of sports where I can land directly on my kneecaps on a hard plastic floor and actually have fun with it. And yes, injuries can definitely still happen, but the majority of falls, if done properly, and they do train you how to fall in roller derby, can be heavily can be rendered heavily safe, fully safe by the padding. Usually injuries in derby most commonly come from twisted limbs or sprains, things that can't exactly be solved by impact protection.
Absolutely.
All right, I have the fact check here. Roller derby was first televised on November 29th, 1948. It debuted on New York television for a 13-week run on the newly formed CBS network. Well, there you go.
Fully fleshed out fun fact. I think we educated a lot of people today.
Yeah, we got full trivia here. We should start doing an educational program.
That'd be interesting.
You know, we could even make it a game, like Jeopardy.
What would the prizes be?
Well, I know we have a raffle couch prize, but maybe free coupons to the snack table, free merch.
Yeah, like maybe like one of our derby, pedal to the metal derby shirts that were designed for these events.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The vintage ones.
Yeah.
I mean, that prize would be better than anything.
That would be a good prize. I think I would be happy with that prize. You could go home feeling swag. I mean, it's exclusive clothing. It's basically like Versace at that point. You can't get it anywhere else. Yeah. Designed by us. You know, produced by us. It's designer.
Did you know that you can also skate here, right at the Madhouse? Join Traveling Wheels on Friday nights for their open skate events from 7:30 to 10. Check travelingwheels.com for more information, and be sure to ask about their birthday packages. You too can skate here at the Madhouse. That's travelingwheels.com.
Also like to give another shout out to Stephanie Palmblatt of Willamette Legacy Law. Willamette Legacy Law, expert estate planning for every move. Roll with confidence, craft your estate plan with precision. That's Stephanie Palmblatt of Willamette Legacy Law. Also like to give another shout out to beer. More specifically, the beer table. For our guests 21 and older, check out Sandy Ann Brewing at the back of the arena. beer and cider made right here in St. Morgan. Though, again, currently not set up at this point. So, sorry, beer lovers. For cold ones, though, I do recommend the gas station a few blocks away to quench your thirst while Santiam Brewing is absent. All right, looks like there was an official review dispute over points scored by a jammer who left the box. 4 points will be removed from the Mob City score following what has been decided to be a mishap, misplacing the initial pass and causing a jammer to gain points early on a pass that would have been their initial after exiting the box. This sport can get complicated, and a lot of rules are hard to keep track of when things are moving so quickly. Sorry, I saw a broken heart on the track there. I really apologize, Mom. It's not my call.
Like Tiny Terror is going to start off with a power jam for Foxtails.
All right, Foxtails splitting Mob City down the middle. I mean, this is their round for some heavy offense. This is their point to re-coordinate as the jammer circles around. Re-entering what is now a scoring pass. Lead has been given to Tiny Terror, and a slick backwards twirl there to pick up 4 points.
Set up by those amazing blockers, kind of creating a lane there.
That's one of the many strategies you can use during a power jam. You split the pack down the middle to give a clear lane to your jammer. Both jammers are now on the track as Apex Twin is re-entered, getting hit out on the outside line, brought back by Foxtails. Pivot, and a quick sweep of O gets Tiny Terror out with another 4 points, also making some room for Apex Twin to pick up that initial pass. Oh, Tiny Terror slowing down. I think I might know what they'll do. And the jam is called off. If you haven't figured out the pattern here, the jammer gets out with points, they have lead, and the other jammer is about to get points. They can relax for a whole lap. Let the other jammer get close and then call off the jam.
Agency going up against Slam Punk on this one. Agency tiptoes along that inside line and gets lead jammer status.
Just a tiny bit of space to use there, but that does not stop them. Mob City blocker going to the box, and Slam Punk has been released from the pack. Broken their way out of the pack, I should say. Also a blocker from the Foxtails entering the box. And Agency manages to scramble through that outside line, picking up 4 points.
A cut call is called on Agency, heading to the box.
All right, that is a power jam for Slam Punk, and lead has been removed from this game. So the jam will be running for the next minute and 15 seconds. 4 points picked up by Slam Punk for Mob City as they re-enter on the second pass of the Power Jam. And some coordinated multi-part O from Mob City as the wall splits up to open up a couple holes. There are 3 Foxtail blockers on the pack, so it is going to be tough for them to hold track space right now, having to deal with the Power Jam. All right, the additional blocker and Agent C have returned to the track for the Foxtails, resuming normal play. Agent C dodging around, twirling around on that inside line, picking up 4 points. A daring move after having done the same thing and getting a cut call, but I gotta respect it. And a clean apex jump. Daring just must be their middle name. Another 4 points to Foxtails. And Agent C really just showing us the agility a jammer can have. Wow, I mean,
very good at twirling as she comes through the inside, right?
Yeah, really good control over the center of gravity. Really able to maneuver their body mid-air with little actual contact with the ground, which is a really useful and impressive feat to have as a jammer. Here's maybe not necessarily a fun fact, but something I've always experienced. Many people refer to different jammer styles using the Avatar, The Last Airbender elements of earth, air, fire, and water.
Really?
Yeah, they embody different styles of jamming. More agile, more aggressive, more pushy, more fluid.
Okay, yeah, I see the connection there.
All right, that is one Mob City blocker sent to the box and a Foxtail, putting us at 3-3 on the track. Thunder Bunny still caught up in some pretty strong Foxtails defense at the back of the pack, but Betty Bop's bench secure lead for the Foxtails. Fighting with Mob City at the front of the pack, was not letting up easily, also dealing with a lone offensive Foxtails blocker. The pack is getting a little jumbled up here, squeezed into each other as both jammers start to converge in paths, taking their enemy blockers with them. And now the pack is stretched out. Betty Bop hit out on that inside, brought to the back of the pack, looking a little fatigued, which I cannot blame them for.
As Thunder Bunny just kind of slices right through there at the end there.
Yeah, no resistance there. A hot skater through butter. That.
Have you ever used a hot knife in butter?
Yeah, you know, I said that yesterday, and I thought about it, and I don't know anyone who has.
I've only done like doing ice cream. Like I'll heat up the spoon or the ice cream scooper to get through the ice cream, but never a hot knife through butter.
That's so funny. I'll just heat up the ice cream. I've microwaved ice cream to fast track the. Yeah. For like 10 seconds, I'll put a whole tub of ice cream in the microwave, and I'll just like flash it, and it works.
It works?
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's some adverse health effect that I don't know about, but.
Ah.
Maybe I should microwave the knife to heat it up, and then.
No, you can't do that. You might blow up your microwave.
Oh, yeah, true. Worth a shot.
I hope people are getting fun facts from us today, or like at least useful things.
I hope so, and I hope they don't go home with the idea to microwave a knife.
Yeah, that's probably not a good one to go with, but you know, things to think about that maybe you weren't thinking about when you got up this morning. You know?
Yeah, you know, really inspiring thought. I mean, I woke up this morning, like most mornings, completely devoid of any human intelligence. So, you know, it's good to keep your brain moving in these early hours.
Yeah, I feel the same way when I get up. It's coffee that cures it for me for the day.
Oh, yeah, I'm an inanimate object before I get caffeine.
like we have Apex Twin going up against Bones once play resumes after this official timeout, excuse me.
You know, their name always throws me for a loop. My original Derby name was Apex Legend, so I don't know if they're
Maybe
supposed
they're a
to
fan.
be my long-lost twin or something.
Maybe you've inspired another skin.
I hope so, but you know, I can't remember many fans in my golden era.
The socks are fantastic.
Yeah, I
on
gotta
Apex
say,
Twin.
I'm a big fan. My buddy Guy Sir, local celebrity, he always has some fantastic high socks.
Yes, he does. Back and forth for Apex Twin. That Foxtail defense is just holding up.
Just, again, a bastion of skaters, and it looks like more challenges added as blockers are kind of jumbled into each other, forming kind of a double wall. It's a suboptimal situation, but sometimes blockers layered on top of each other can end up blocking their own jammers in a way. Both jammers re-entering the pack in a high-octane chase. Both are swiped out, and both score, well, 2 and 3. Almost a mirror jam, actually. Near identical. Both jammers getting out around the same time, skating neck and neck, and then getting swiped out on the outside line at the same time.
Moxie lining up for Foxtails. And Slam Punk for Mob City. As Moxie gets recycled.
Slam Punk still caught in a strong Foxtails backline.
It can be a fast tail if it's a foxtail, right?
I think I said fax tails, like a fax
Oh.
machine, which doesn't make much sense. Moxie has picked up lead for the Foxtails, got it right there, and is entering for a scoring pass, engaging with some strong frontline Mob City defense. Meanwhile, Slam Punk slides out past that last Foxtails defense through the middle of the pack, picking up initial, entering scoring pass, but the jam's called off before any Mob City points are scored. Is this a 0-0? It looks like it.
Maya Sora going up against Tiny Terror.
Tiny Terror slicing through that Foxtails defense with a combination of some good hits and agility, which is a lethal combo if done correctly. There are plenty of tools a jammer has in their toolbox, whether it's slow and steady pushing, aggressive hitting, moving with the pack, or dancing around.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. But, you know, I think a jammer's true strength comes when they mix those tools together, dancing around into a heavy hit, fluidly pushing through a pack while looking for opportunities to slide around. It's that combination of abilities and skills and talents that really turns a jammer into a force to be reckoned with. And we're seeing that a lot on both teams' jammers. 8 points picked up for the Foxtails as the jam is called off. Shoso and Apex Twin lined up for Foxtails and Mob City. And a little bit of a tumble from a few people on the track there. Shoso fighting for lead
Choso
position.
gets recycled. Apex Twin right around on the outside, taking lead status.
That is lead for the Mob City Misfits. Apex Twin putting in some back work today.
Apex twin around for 4 points. And a star pass.
That is 5-0. We got Slam Punk and Bones jamming for Mob City and Foxtails. Bones dealing with some pretty heavy Mob City defense in the back. Meanwhile, Slam Punk once again slicing through that Foxtails defense at the top of the back. Pulling off an initial with lead, re-entering for a scoring pass. And oh my god, that lateral juke across the entire track and then back across to where they started. Throwing the entire Foxtails defense for a loop. Mixed with some coordinated offense for the team, manages to make it out on the inside. Picking up 4 points for the Mob City. Again, what an impressive set of plays from this jammer over the last couple jams. Slam Punk hit out on the outside as a Mob City blocker goes into the box. Bones on their initial 0 points on the clock for period 2. So this will be our last jam of the game. And that is the call off with 4 points. 8 points on the round for Mob City. Unofficial final score of 117 to 175.
What a great jam to finish the bout. You know what I mean? That was great.
That was a great jam. Slam, Apex Twin really putting in some overtime on that last jam. I still don't know, these past 2 games, the scoreboard has said, I just hope these skaters, both teams had fun. I'm not sure if that's a new thing we're doing or not, but I do hope both teams had fun.
I think it's a thing for the tournament this weekend because normally it just says unofficial score, right? And
usually it would.
I think it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I'm a fan. It's always nice to have the camaraderie.
It's a good message because isn't that what you play the sport for? For fun.
I'd say
love
so.
the sport.
I've had a lot of fun just meeting people and skating with some great teams over the course of my derby career, and I think that's some of the biggest substance I've gotten from this sport.
Absolutely.